Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot and Astrology. This reading is for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm going to try to get through all four signs. This is for the month of January 2025. I'm trying to talk as loudly as I can, but I'm having a problem with ringing in my ears. It's making my voice boom in my head, so I'm not sure how much I can do, and I don't know what's causing it. So if anybody's experienced that, help. It's frustrating. Okay, so I am going to start. This will be time-stamped, and I'm going to start with, as I said, Leo. And again, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising. If you know where your Venus and Mars are, you might check them as well. I apologize in advance for all these speckles on here. I tried to clean this off a million times, and I don't know where it's coming from. Have you ever felt like you're under a curse and it's like everything's trying to stop me tonight, but I'm not going to stop? I actually pulled these cards last night, and then I couldn't get past the ear ringing, so I will do them tonight. I am doing generally a 6-card draw with a couple of shadow cards and an oracle card, and I'm going to do top row general life reading, bottom row bottom row relationships in general, and or romantic or otherwise. There goes my voice. I'm not happy about that. Okay, so Leo, you have if you have anything in the beginning degrees of Leo, then pardon me, well, this may not work. Then you have Pluto is opposite you, because Pluto is at the beginning degrees of Aquarius, which is opposite Leo. So if you have anything at the very, very beginning, Pluto is at 1 degree Aquarius. So bear that in mind. You're also not in great aspect to Saturn and Neptune, which are in Pisces. And the North Nodes are getting ready to move into Pisces. And Saturn rules our structures, our responsibilities, what we rely on, our manifest reality, our burdens, areas which we need to learn lessons in our life. Neptune is romance, illusion, creativity, unconditional love. And the North Nodes, which are, as I said, are getting ready to move into Pisces, because they go retrograde always. So they're coming from Aries. So they're moving into the tail end of Pisces. So that, again, that would be opposite. No, I'm sorry, it's not opposite. It would be, it's just an uncomfortable aspect for you, moving into the end degrees of Pisces. So if you have anything in the end degrees of Leo, that's going to be in a negative aspect to Neptune and North Nodes. I apologize for my voice. I didn't know it was this bad. That could have something to do with what's going on in my head. I don't know. Okay, so Leo, you have a really interesting looking reading. They've been interesting this month, I'll say that. If you didn't get a notification, I did Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer the night before last, so have a look. I'm going to try tomorrow night, if I feel like it, to finish up with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Sorry, I didn't know I was all croaky. So, Leo, again, Sun, Moon, Rising. Your top row, general life reading, we start out with the 5 of Wands. This is conflict. It could be without, it could be with people in your life, it could be internal conflict, it could be both. We've had a lot of 5 of Wands coming up this season for everybody. So there's a feeling of not being on the same page with people. And speaking of page, and I'll talk more about that, but I'm tying these together because the Page of Swords is next. And this is sort of, the pages are immature energy and swords are communication. So you might feel like You're on a completely different page, no pun intended, with everyone around you, and your truth isn't being heard. It just feels like things are off, you know, like communication is off, and feeling a little bit alone, like your words aren't being heard. And again, this conflict, maybe, I kind of feel like it's with others. Again, it could be inside yourself, but generally when we have conflict inside, it's reflected in our outer world because we project it without even knowing it. And the top row ends with the Six of Cups, which is interesting. This is the childhood nostalgia card. It can sometimes be a childhood sweetheart card, but I think this is sort of a longing for when things were more innocent, perhaps a happier time in the past when you were younger and things seem to be going more smoothly. You could be missing a specific person. Just a general overall feeling of not communicating well with others and feeling like you're just not being heard. Almost like these aren't cups, but almost like you're not being heard and your needs aren't being met. And I know why I'm getting that, because we don't have any cups. Let me look down here. No, we don't. But well, this is cups. I'm holding it in my hand. Hello. There is a feeling of not having your emotional needs met and just not being listened to. This is Leo's had a difficult time lately. I think last time I did the sign by sign, it was better. But this time it's not great. Okay, the Four of Swords is, now we're down in your relationship row. This is all relationships, romantic and otherwise. If you're not in a romantic relationship, could be friends or family. And we start out with the Four of Swords, which is taking a mental rest. So when we have the Page of Swords involved in this conflict, you're kind of tired of, like, you know, the back and forth of she said this and well, I said that, and people not listening to you, or people bickering around you, you know, and you're sick of it. And you're keeping your thoughts to yourself right now. And that's a good idea. You need to take a mental rest. You're tired. You're tired of the conversation that goes on, and you want people to honor your feelings without so many words. You're not, you know, Leos are very dramatic, but Leo rules the heart, and Leos can sometimes not be great about expressing their feelings in words. They're better with like touch and creative expression. Leo also rules creativity and children, the inner child. We get 2 4s in a row. So this is the Four of Pentacles, and this is normally hanging on to your resources, but since it's next to the Four of Swords, I'm getting a real boredom vibe. Like you're just not really feeling into anything right now. There's not a lot of excitement. Things are kind of dull and tedious, and you feel like you're working, and it's not a very, this is a very kind of, I'm not going to say an unpleasant reading, but there's some boredom here and some feeling of, you know, just wanting something different and looking back to the past when things were happier and easier. But we end on a better note because you get the Wheel of Fortune. Here comes our first 2 major arcana, 2 in a row here. We end with the Wheel of Fortune, which means that things are going to change, and it looks like you want them to change because they're not great. So something comes in and switches everything up. I'm just looking here to see. It could be that fact that Pluto is opposite your sign. And again, Pluto moves very, very slowly. It's going to be in Aquarius for, I think, 43 years, and it's only at 1 degree. So if you have anything, again, at the beginning degrees of Leo, as I do, my ascendant, this will affect you, and it could cause a major transformation in the way you view the world, the way the world views you. It's a total ego transformation. And it's going to be moving through your, moving through Aquarius, which is opposite your sign, for the next 40 some years. That's gonna challenge you. No lie, it's gonna be challenging. But here comes a major change, okay? And I think you're gonna welcome this change. That came out with this card, the Moon, another major arcana. And the Moon is emotions. It rules the, not really the subconscious, but a lot of times our emotions aren't visible to us. And the fish or the eel or whatever these are, they're swimming under the water, so they're under the consciousness. And here comes an owl, the bird of wisdom, who's, the full moon shines a light on something that we don't see. The next full moon is on January 13th. It is in, now let me get this right, it's in Cancer at 23 or 24 degrees. So that will be called a semi-sextile. If you have anything at the end degrees of Leo, that's actually a positive aspect to you. But I think the full moon, even though it's not in your sign, is going to shine a light on some emotions that were previously hidden to you, hidden from you, I should say. You might get in touch with some emotions that you hadn't been in touch with for a while, which is why we have the Six of Cups. Something from the past comes up, I feel. And it was a happier time, and it brings on this feeling of, I want to use the French word ennui, like it just kind of that world weary boredom that you get where nothing really floats your boat. But that's going to change. That's going to change sometime in January, because I asked this for January of 2025. Okay. So there's that. Then I pulled a couple of oracle or shadow cards and a couple of oracle cards. So I asked, what are you not seeing? You're not going to believe this. We got 2 more 4s. Yeah, seriously. So we have the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles here. I drew the 4 of Cups, which is emotional ennui, emotional boredom. You're just not feeling it. The only one we're missing is the 4 of Wands, which is the portal card. So you've got all of the, not negative exactly, but the stagnation cards. You've got all 3 of the suits that are sort of stagnation. Your material reality, your thinking, and now your emotions. You're just like, you're having trouble caring right now. And again, I think that's going to change. And we got the 4 of Pentacles as a shadow card. So there's some area in which you're stuck. There's some area of your life in which you're stuck. And it's a physical area, like it's like your life circumstances. You feel stuck in them right now. But the reason you're stuck in them, I think, is because of an emotional, I almost want to say blockage, or a refusal to look at what is hidden beneath the surface here. And again, there's a change coming. So embrace it. Embrace it. Because it doesn't have to stay this way. You're not seeing how much you're stuck. You're not seeing how bored you are. You're not seeing that you have more to give and more to feel than what you're doing right now. And then the 2 oracle cards I drew them because that way you don't have to wait for me to shuffle. Next sign you will. A change in the wind. That goes with the Wheel of Fortune. Something is definitely going to turn everything on its head. And for you, I think this is good. I think this is a good change coming. I think you should look forward to this. What was my other thought here? I was thinking about, let's see, Uranus is in Taurus. Oh, yeah, that's squaring you. I just had a sudden flash about Uranus causing sudden change. It's in Taurus at 23 degrees. So if you have anything around the 20s of Taurus, of Leo, it's squaring Uranus. Something might shake. I think there's going to be a shake-up. I really do. Something's gonna, yeah, change. And then I drew the card that I don't like. I don't know why I don't like this card. I don't know if it's the picture or what, or just the word. But you know, in Liz Green's book, which is called, let me think. Oh, come on. I've read it 1,000 times. The Astrology of Fate. It's her best book, and that's saying a lot. She's my favorite astrologer. She's awesome. And she has a section in which, if you read nothing else, if you're not interested in fate versus free will, if you read the section where she describes each of the sun signs using myths, most of them Greek, but not all of them, she uses the Grail myth to talk about Leo, and it's fascinating. So why? Okay, and I translate this to the Grail question for Leo, which is, whom does it serve? So why are you stuck? Why is no one listening to you? Why do you not have any excitement about your current life? Why are you not in touch with these emotions? What are you failing to look at here? Ask yourself why you've made the decisions you've made. Why are you looking back to the past? There was something that you had then that you don't have now that you're missing. So this is a profound question. I kind of don't like the question why, because it can really lead you down the rabbit hole. And I'm not telling you to start beating yourself over the head or saying, oh, why did I do this or why didn't I do that? Because that's essentially fruitless. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What's going on? Whom does this serve? And if I need to make a change, why don't I? Oh, I forgot to timestamp. Darn. Oh, well, you're the first sign, so I can guess. Okay, so it's time for you to be introspective, and you might discover something on an emotional level, maybe with this full moon on January 13th. There's going to be a change this month for you, though, a really big change. And again, it might not just like be, you know, boom in January, but it begins in January, if that makes any sense. It might be a longer range change than that, but I think it starts in January. But you're going to have to do some of the work in order to make the change happen. But I also think that the universe or God or whatever you want to call it is also involved in this, and it's inevitable. Okay. Okay, please leave me a comment. Let me know how that resonated. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Leos are near and dear to my heart. And thank you so much. Okay, let me put down the time here. It's about, okay. I have no idea where I started, so I'll just guess. Okay, now I am moving on to Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising. Again, this will be time-stamped. Let's see, Virgo, what do you have going on? Virgo, you've had a difficult run because Saturn and Neptune are both in Pisces, which is opposite your sign. So you've had an opposition to Saturn, which rules the material world, responsibilities, boundaries, things you can count on, things you need to learn, lessons you need to learn. And Neptune rules your creativity, your imagination, unconditional love, and also deception. So this could be a time when you felt a little bit unsteady, like there's not much to count on, and like you have to be the rock always, and probably you're getting tired of that. We'll see what the cards say. But it's kind of a time when you just don't feel real steady, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that. And the North nodes are getting ready to move into Neptune, and they're going to be opposite you. So your pathway is going to feel a bit challenged, a bit nebulous, I think. Okay, so what did I draw? Because I have forgotten. I drew these last night, and I did not study them. I just draw them so you don't have to wait for me to shuffle, because I'm a show sluffler, as I like to say. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember these cards. You know what, Virgo? You got the best reading so far. I've pulled 8 signs, and you've got the best one. which is interesting. So something karmic from Saturn and Neptune. Maybe you're getting your karmic reward rather than, you know, karmic punishment. Not that karma didn't really punish, but it does bring up lessons. But you're having a good time here, it looks like. Okay, so we start out, and again, I keep forgetting to say what the cards are. The last deck I showed for Leo was the Welsh mythology. This is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn by Three Trees Tarot. We start off with the Two of Cups, and I'm talking quietly because my ear's ringing, and I forgot to write down when I started this. Oh my goodness. I have to just guess. Organized, I am not. Intuitive, I am. I can be organized if I try really hard. Okay, we start with the Two of Cups. This is a good relationship energy. Someone is reaching out a helping hand to you. There's help. So you feel kind of burdened, kind of put upon, like you're doing everything yourself, but you're not. Here comes some help in January. You feel more connected than you have in a long time. And then we get the Four of Wands, which is even better. This is feeling super connected to those around you, like a special connection. And people helping you move to the next level. Something in your life. This is, the top row is general life, bottom row is relationships. So in your general life, you feel like there's been kind of a promotion. And I think it's in relationships. It's in feeling like people are caring about you and caring for you. Someone's been helping you. And you don't feel so alone. Virgos can take a lot on themselves because they like to help others. But this is your time to receive. And I know Virgos aren't good at receiving, but please receive, okay? And then we get the Ace of Pentacles. This is a solid beginning. Something, you've planted a seed and it's starting to bloom. Something that you have been working on, just in general life, is bearing fruit. And that is due to others helping you. Not to say that you didn't, pardon me, I should have brought some water in here, and I did not. Not to say that you didn't work for it, because Virgos work very hard. But you're seeing the fruits of your labors. And there might be a beginning, a new project that you've started. If so, it's going to bear fruit. Very positive, very positive. Okay, relationships. Romance, friends, family, all relationships. 10 of Cups. Excuse me. I may have to go grab a cup of water. Do I? Yes, I do. I will be right back. I'm sorry. Give me 15 seconds. Okay, was anybody counting? I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. It's -4 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I do not have a cold. I have one of those tickles that you get in your throat. And it's not going to go away. I'm not going to let it. I feel like everything's trying to stop me tonight. This is just ridiculous. No. N-O. Okay. Virgo relationships. 10 of Cups. Family, happiness. Having everything you need. You finally feel like you have what you need, and it's making you feel emotionally safe and steady and cared for. This is a very warm, caring reading for you. And then we get, let me look here. Oh yeah. We get 2 major arcana. We get the High Priestess. This is you in your emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? I almost want to say your emotional royalty. You're so empathic, and you're feeling it in a good way. And the full moon occurs in Capricorn, which is a fellow earth sign. So that will trine you, which is a very positive aspect. This is going to be a great full moon for you on the 13th of January. Okay. And the sun is in Capricorn, which is Earth. So the sun is, you know, moving through the sign of Capricorn about 1 degree a day. Let's see, where is it? Today it's about 17 degrees. So if you have anything around 17 degrees, but the sun moves so quickly. So does the moon. It moves even more quickly. It only stays in a sign for 2.5 days. So, but anyway, you're in touch with your emotional wellspring. And, you know, that could be what's drawing all this help to you. You're almost like an emotional magnet right now. That's great. I'm happy for you. And then, ta-da, we get the star. This is excellent. Let's see, what aspect does Pluto make to Virgo? I need to count here for just a second. 30, 60, 91, 20. If you have any planets at the very, very beginning of, am I right? No, I'm wrong. Pluto's not in great aspect to you. That's okay. That's okay. Never mind. I just wanted to see. The star. This is feeling like you're being guided. You have a guiding light, literally. It can be like feeling in touch with whatever moves you on a spiritual level. And just feeling like you're going in the right direction. And you're being guided to the right place, the right people. This is excellent for you. Now, what did I do with your shadow cards? Here they are. Oh, yeah. I remember getting these and being a bit mystified. We get the 6 of Cups. Okay. And I asked, when I pulled these, I asked, what is Virgo not seeing? And I get the 6 of Cups, which is, you can't tell from, I'm sorry about this deck. I think it's beautiful, but it doesn't, if you didn't know the tarot, you would have absolutely no idea. This is the childhood nostalgia card. It can sometimes be the childhood sweetheart card, but sweetheart card. I keep saying sweetheart. No. So you're feeling a bit nostalgic, maybe during this full moon, kind of looking back, maybe missing your youth or someone you used to know. You're going to be very emotional during this full moon, but I don't think in a bad way. You know, sometimes feeling nostalgic can be kind of pleasant, like looking back on things, but there's something that you're not seeing from the past that's affecting you now. Something's missing. I'm getting the feeling something's missing. And if you look back towards your past, you're gonna maybe the full moon will shine that for you of what it is that you're missing from the past that you could have now. And this card is gorgeous, I think. I love the artwork on these cards. We get the 8 of Pentacles and shadow card. Okay, so what are you missing? Well, the 8 of Pentacles is generally someone who's working very hard and they've built up, you know, a lot. So I think what this is telling me is that look at all the coins hanging in the trees and strewn on the ground. You're not seeing, I just said up here you were seeing the fruits of your labors. But you know what? You're not seeing enough. You're not seeing everything that you've, pardon me, I so apologize for my voice tonight. You're not seeing how much you've accomplished in your life. And you really have. You're not seeing that. And I hope that you do. I hope you realize and recognize how much you've accomplished, how much you've given to the world, and how much help you've been. Okay? Now, you will have to wait for me to shuffle because the oracle cards, I have to back up because I'm too close to the table. The oracle cards, I do, pardon me, I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I swear to God, it's like, have you ever had a time when you feel like everything is like in your way or just not going your way? I'm having one of those days. Ugh. Okay, let me concentrate here. What clarifies this for Virgo? What oracle card do we have for Virgo? I think this one wants to come out. No. Chaos and conflict? No. No, I'm saying no. I must have misdrawn that. I'm sorry. You know what? I'll put that back in. If it comes out again, I don't think so. I don't see any chaos or conflict. I see the opposite here. That one I miss Drew. Let me concentrate. Be quiet for just a minute. Virgo, 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 Virgo. Okay, this is more like it. Yin. This is what I told you when I said to be open to receive. Absolutely. Just be open and your cup will be filled. Seriously. In fact, I'm not even going to draw another one because I think that's perfect. That is perfect. This is a time for you to open yourself up and receive help from others. And I know Virgos like to do things for themselves and help everyone else. But it's time for you to be helped and guided. And you will be. All you have to do is open. That's all you need to do. Okay? All right. Please leave me a comment. I apologize for the dust on the table. I just give up. It's like I don't know where it comes from. Okay. Did I already say please hit the like, share, and subscribe button so you can get notified if you want to? Alrighty, that was Virgo. And now we are moving on to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. If you know your Venus and Mars placement, I'd read those myself too. I even sometimes will listen to readings, like if I have a really strong aspect in my chart. And again, if you need any help online finding your chart, contact me. I'll put my email in the comments. I keep forgetting to do that. And I will help anyone to do that. But you got to have your birth time. I mean, we can still do a chart and you'd know where your Venus and Mars were, but you wouldn't know your rising sign or what houses things are in. Okay. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, possibly Mars and Venus. This is the Liz Green Mythic Tarot deck. Now, let me kind of refamiliarize because I drew these last night and I don't sit and analyze them ahead of time, but I kind of get a feel. Yeah, okay. Oh, let me start with the planets here. Okay, so Libra, you have had Chiron, the Wounded Healer, in Aries, which is opposite your sign for ages. And again, I might have put it in the comments of the last one. I forgot in my head when Chiron went into Aries, but it's been there for a while. And is it still retrograde? No, it went direct a few days ago or a week ago. I forget now. I should remember because it was stuck on my midheaven for ages. It's at 19 degrees of Aries. We have had the North Nodes in Aries opposite your sign, which means that the South Nodes were in your sign. Now, the South Nodes being in Libra meant that old habit patterns came up to be dealt with. You are probably finishing some things up. The South Nodes are kind of your MO, your modus operandi, the way you're used to operating in the world. And the South Nodes are what we're supposed to be letting go of in this lifetime. And the North Nodes are the path we're supposed to be taking. So you've had the South Nodes in your sign, which means you've been dealing with old patterns for the past year and a half. And they're going to move out into, let's see, they go backwards. So they're going to go back into the end of Virgo. And your path forward's been opposite you. So it's been a bit of a struggle for you, I think, for the past year and a half. But things are going to get better. And you also have Black Moon Lilith in your sign, and she's the outcast part of you. So you're kind of dealing with that too. Okay, so, and Chiron is in air. I already said that. Chiron's the wounded healer, by the way. So it's the wound that never heals. So that's been coming up for you because it's been opposite you. So you can't quite get your hand on it, but you're dealing with it. Okay. So we start out with the Two of Wands. And speaking of Chiron, speak of the devil. He's not the devil. But speaking of Chiron, there he is. There's the wounded healer with the scroll in his hand. Okay, so the Two of Wands is normally a card of choosing. And in this deck, it's about making a choice. Yes, it's about feeling torn between two things. But one of the choices leads to healing, and one of them does not. And let me see, where's my... Hang on one second. Let me pull out my Liz Green. See how because she's so brilliant. She says the formulation of a new aim, idea, goal, or creative project. Yeah, okay. And I'm not saying I know more than Liz Green, because I don't. But since Chiron's here and he's opposite your sign, this is about finding the path to healing, to getting rid of those old habit patterns and moving toward the path that will take you where you're supposed to be going. Then interestingly, we get the Page of Wands next. Okay, and the reason this is interesting, and I'm going to show you the third card before I talk about the Page of Wands, is because the third card in the row, and the top row is just general life, you know, career, everything, general life. Bottom row is relationships, romantic and otherwise, friends, family, whatever. We get the Two of Swords. So you're definitely feeling betwixt and between two different options here. Now in this card, this person doesn't really want either of the choices. And swords are air, so this is mental. It's like, which mental attitude do I take? Which, you know, positive thinking, negative thinking, you know, there's two choices and I don't know which one to choose mentally. And then wands are more about action and the spirit. And again, this is healing. Now look at this. So look at this. We have the two choices flanking you. And it could be just like, you know, two ways of being, two ways of thinking. The Page of Wands is moving toward this one and away from this one. And this one looks more grim. So if there's something that really doesn't feel right to you and it feels off mentally, even if you feel like you have to do it, no, you don't. Don't do it. You want to move toward whatever feels the most healing. There's a very strong healing aspect here. Let me look at the bottom row. Interesting. Okay. He needs to incorporate this Chiron energy and take a look at his wound and be spiritually and physically healed. And you know, don't overthink. Don't overthink. Move towards where the desire is and where it really feels right to you. Okay? And you're going to be letting go of some stuff, I think, with the south nodes moving out of your sign. And that happens, I didn't write it down, did I? Let me look. I wrote down a bunch of stuff, but no, I didn't write that down. But it's not, it's not that long, because the south nodes are at 1 degree Libra. They move in reverse, so the next time they move, they're going to be back into 29 degrees of Virgo. Okay, relationship row, romantic and otherwise. 3 of Cups. This is great. This is celebrating with friends. This is getting, you know, someone coming in. This is Eros and Psyche. And it could be a romantic thing. It could be friends. But it's definitely an emotional, a feeling of emotional well-being in relationships. Getting along with people. Having some connection. There's connection here. Now, this is very contradictory. And again, I'm not surprised because we got 2 twos. There's a push-pull going on here in your life, really. Because the next one, the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Cups are not similar. The 4 of Cups is emotional boredom. And just feeling blah emotionally, like you're just not feeling it. You're not feeling the love, so to speak. But it's there. It's there. So why are you not feeling it? Well, perhaps this is going to give us a clue. These are very tall cards, by the way. Your last card is the Fool. You have to take a chance. And I told you that that the south nodes have been in your sign for 1.5 years, and so you've been dealing with old habit patterns. You got to break the habit pattern. You've got to take a new step and a risk. And I'm not telling you to do anything, you know, super risky, but you've got to embrace change and not be afraid. You know, it's the beginning of the Fool's journey. The Fool is the 0 card. She doesn't have numbers on her. It's the 0 card. It's the beginning of the journey. So it's starting a new journey, completely new. I love that he has, I think this is supposed to be Dionysus, perhaps, because he has the horns. Let me see if she says that in here. I'm just curious what she calls him. Oh, it must, where is it? I hand wrote it. Yeah, that's Dionysus. Okay, I thought so. It's taking a risk. It's a new chapter of your life. And that will relieve this emotional boredom and help bring in people to help you and help you heal. There's something you need to heal from. It's serious. So, you're going to have to take a risk. Okay, I drew you, how many shadow cards did I draw you? 2. And these are not really shadow cards. They're the Wild Unknown Tarot. But I wanted to, I'm a slow shuffler. So I drew them in advance. Okay. The 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Now, one of the reasons why, okay, what are you dealing with? What's the wound? The wound is a broken heart. And are you afraid to love again? Were you hurt in love? You were hurt somehow, and you're afraid to start again, and you've kind of numbed yourself out, and you've been isolating a bit, I think. But it's time to move away from that. You're asking yourself, oh, but what if that happens again? Because these are swords, and so is the 2 of Swords. You're saying, yeah, but what if that happens again? That hurt. Well, no risk, no gain, you know. This doesn't mean it's going to happen again. This is a shadow card. You're not seeing that you're stuck because I didn't write down the time again. Sorry, that's just totally off point there. You're stuck because you're afraid to take a risk because you're afraid you're going to have your heart broken again. Don't do that. Easy for me to say, right? Then we get the 2 of Wands. And in this deck, it's less of a choice. Let me grab the book real quick here because I don't use this deck a lot. I like it, but okay. With the 2 of Wands, and again, this is a shadow card. What are you not seeing? With the 2 of Wands, it's clear you're on your way to success. You've focused on a goal and have boldly pointed all efforts in that direction, since the Suit of Wands deals heavily with the mind. No, it doesn't. It deals with action. I disagree with that. It deals with action. Take this time to become aware of your thought patterns. Yes, 2 of Swords. Okay, they have a point. Specifically towards yourself. What is the quality and tone of your thoughts? Mostly positive or negative? Remember when I said, are you thinking negative or positive? Okay. How well do you treat yourself on the journey to your highest dreams? Good question. That was the right card for you. Yeah. You're afraid to take a risk. But you need to. These are both pointed in the same direction, so no matter which one you choose, it looks like you're going to be led to an outcome. But it is important what you choose because you need to embrace the risk. Perhaps there's going to be a change no matter what. I'm just looking here to see. Yeah, like I said, we've got Chiron, and you know, you're opposite the wound, the wounded healer, and so that's a connection. Opposites are always connections, even though they feel like there's a barrier or a push-pull energy. And I see the push-pull with all of the 2s. So I'll move that back a little bit. These cards are too tall. So you have a choice to make. You have an adventure to embrace. Oh, oracle cards. Almost forgot. I have to shuffle these. So, okay, Libra. What does Libra... I can't believe I forgot to put down the time. What does Libra... What does the sign of Libra... What's their oracle message for this, for January, basically? Oof, this one fell out. Here's one. Yeah, truth be told. Yes, you got to look at the wound. You got to go deep within and look at the wound in order to heal it. You got to move toward it. You move toward anxiety. You move toward pain. You move toward heartbreak. And then, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. I was going to say unintuitively. That's not a word. Counterintuitively. it works out. Okay, I don't think you need another one, frankly, but I'll pull one just because I've been drawing 2 for other people, although I didn't for, well, I did for Virgo, but I put one back. Okay, Libra. Anything else for Libra? Okay, this one's flipping out. Okay, not sure about that. You know, I think I was done with that one. I'm not counting that one. That didn't feel right. Maybe someone will give you a leg up. I don't know. I think this is up to you, though. Okay, now I'm going to write down the time that I ended anyway. That'll help a bit. So, Libra, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Please leave me a comment and let me know how this resonated. I love to get comments so that I can improve my, you know, what I'm doing here. And also just because I love to communicate with people, and I've met so many awesome people on this channel that I am very grateful for. Okay, that was for Libra. So now we're going to move to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. And I've completely forgotten I drew these last night. I have no idea what I drew. You get the rabbit cards. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got 3 major arcana. Top row is general life. Bottom row is relationships. That means romance, friends, family. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. Let me look at your, see who's opposite you. Okay, you've had the planet Uranus opposite your sign for quite a while now. Uranus is at 23 degrees Taurus retrograde. So if you have anything at around the 20s of Scorpio, Uranus is opposite you. I wouldn't be surprised if you've had a few years of change here. Did I write down when Uranus went into Taurus? No, I did not. It goes into Gemini in July. I know that. But I did not write that down. Sorry. But anyway, it's been a while. And Uranus is sudden change. It's looking at things from a new perspective. It's progressive thinking. It's shakeups. It's revelations. And it's been opposite you. So they haven't necessarily been easy for you to grasp. And it's in Taurus. So it's like a change of your whole world, you know. So since it's opposite you, you've probably been experiencing some of that connection because opposites connect. But also you're kind of fighting it, because it's opposite you. Okay, so let's get to the cards. Okay, we start out with the Devil. This is the Luna Lapin, L-A-P-I-N deck, my new deck. We start out with the Devil. The Devil is being chained to old habit patterns. And it means that you need to change something in yourself. I don't think you're chained to anyone else. I think you're chained to yourself here. There are some habit patterns that you have that are not productive, and you need to get out of them. Scorpio is a fixed sign. They don't change easily. They can be very opinionated and stubborn. And I say that on good authority with 2 family members in Scorpio. And I'm not putting them down because they have excellent qualities. They're very generous, very intuitive, very deep, intense people with intense emotions. But there's something you need to change here. Okay. The Hermit, you have been isolating yourself. And I'm feeling like the reason you've been doing that is because you don't want to face, people might even be telling you, hey, you know, you need to do this, or why are you doing that? And you're just resistant to it. You're like, nope, I'm going it my own way. But you know what? That's not always the best thing to do. I wonder why there's a 6-pointed star. Isn't that the, oh, and I'm going to show my ignorance here. What's that called? It's the Hebrew, it's a hexagram. That's what we call it in astrology. But what is it? I don't know the name. If anybody knows the name of it. That's interesting. Okay. You've been isolating yourself and you're not listening to others. And it's making you feel kind of out in the cold. Well, that's up to you. Because you know what you need to do? you need to make some changes. You need to move forward. And I'm saying in this card, let's say this is your thoughts and your ideas. This is the thoughts and ideas of others. Can you blend them? Can you blend them and finally listen to people? Can you tell I'm frustrated with my Scorpio, who shall remain nameless? It's not my husband. My husband is passed on. It's a family member. You really need to take both sides into account in order to move ahead. You can't do it all by yourself. I know Scorpios think they can, and oftentimes they can. They're very strong, but that's not the best right now. Okay, let's go down to relationships and see what we got. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I remember this one. It made no sense to me. Let's see if I can make sense of it. Page of Swords. Okay, in relationships, again, I'm feeling like this is you saying, this is my story and I'm sticking to it. But pages are immature energy. I'm not calling you immature, but you don't have the whole story, and you can't, because one person alone cannot. We need each other. And I think in relationships, you're being very defensive, especially with ideas and thoughts. That's not going to serve you. Okay, secretly you're worried. You're not letting on, because Scorpios are very strong. They don't like to show their vulnerability, but they are very vulnerable because they desire intimacy greatly, but they probably won't ask for it. You're worried more than you're letting on. So what is the answer? The answer is to include others. Make use of your relationships, because you've got some people who truly, deeply love you. Now I'm going to start crying. Sorry. I'm losing my sister slowly, and I adore her. You've got people who love you, and I'm not just using this as a private reading about myself. I'm not doing that. But this is about having a close relationship with someone else and allowing that to take you to a new level. That will move you forward. This is all about relationships for you. The whole reading, I think, is about letting down your guard and allowing others to come in and help you and listen to them. You know, they care about you. This is a challenging read, but it's got a good ending. Both of these cards are good. Okay, your two shadow cards. I said, what are you not seeing? Yeah. Okay. You're not seeing that you are inflexible in your mental thinking, that you always have to be right. And again, I'm not just using my own experience as an example here, but I'm feeling this. You're saying my way or the highway. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And you're not seeing that you're doing that. And pardon me. It's so cold outside here that it's kind of cold in here, actually, but I don't like blowing heat. It bugs me. Okay. Justice is a shadow card for you. So you're not seeing that again, on a mental level, and even on a physical level to a certain extent, you're not seeing that you're lacking balance. Did I forget to write down the... Oh, for gosh sake. I'm such a dreadful timekeeper. Night before last, when I did Aries through... If you want to watch Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, I posted 2 nights ago. Anyway, you are not seeing that things are out of balance, because you're not balanced. You're not letting in the other opinion. It's just so clear to me. You want things to be fair, and I get that. I get that. But things aren't always fair. And sometimes you try too hard to make them that way. And you've got to take the other person's opinion into consideration. You really, really do. Because there's an out of balance habit pattern that really needs to change. And look how balanced it is if you do that. The 4 of Wands, The Chariot, where the dark and the light move together. Yeah, okay. You really need to listen to other people's opinions. Now I'm going to draw you a couple of oracle cards. You have to wait for me to shuffle. I will go through and put the timestamp in since I did a lousy job tonight. Okay, Scorpio. What does Scorpio... Any oracle cards that can... I think we kind of know what's going on, but any good messages for Scorpio to kind of lift the mood here? It's kind of a tough reading for Scorpio this time. And hopefully tomorrow night I will feel like doing the last 4 signs of the zodiac. Okay. Ooh, okay. We get TikTok. Number 1, don't wait. Time is of the essence. Number 2, divine timing. You must trust in it. Okay, let me draw one more. I keep getting time is of the essence. Maybe this one. No. Okay, if it wants to come out, it can come out. I'm sorry, just one more. Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to... This one doesn't want to go in, so maybe it wants to come out. Okay, I can go with this one with the reading. Truth be told, and I don't pick and choose, but sometimes I pull them and they just don't feel right. Truth be told, you really need to look deep inside and realize that there are people who love you, as I said, and they have your best interest at heart. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable. I know it's scary. I'm not good at that either. But you need to be. And let me take one more look at your astrology here. Yeah, Uranus is opposite you. You could make a sudden change. Let's see, how are you doing? You're in good aspect to Saturn and Neptune, which are in Pisces. And Saturn is responsibility, structure, you know, what we hang on to that makes us feel safe, and boundaries and stuff. You're in good aspect to Saturn. And you're also in good aspect to Neptune, who's been moving through Pisces. If you have anything toward in the middle of Scorpio, you have a good aspect to Saturn, the structure, you know, anything that is concrete and realistic. And if you have anything toward the tail end of Scorpio, Neptune's at 27 Pisces. So anything in the, you know, in the 20s of Scorpio, you're in good aspect to Neptune, which is romance, imagination, unconditional love. It can also be illusion, though, and you can fool yourself. And it's very karmic at the tail end of Pisces, because it's getting ready to wrap up the entire zodiac, you know, its entire travel through the zodiac, which I forget how many years it is. It's not as much as Pluto, but it's a long, like I want to say like 184 years or something. So this is a long cycle that's ending. So, okay, I hope that's helpful. Please leave me a comment. As I said, you're in good aspect to Neptune and Saturn. So I think a cycle might be closing out for you, but it's positive ultimately. Ultimately, if you go, you know, if you allow others to help you. Don't be stubborn, you guys. Okay. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and please leave me a comment and let me know how this resonated for you. And hopefully tomorrow night I will finish up with, who am I missing? Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Blessings, everyone. I'm going to have to get a white cloth. Apparently my ceiling's falling down onto my cloth here. So anyway, blessings. Good night.